All right, guys. Let's get the party started. Oh, shit. Hang on real quick. I see what's going on here. Yeah, all right. So, dreaded Rabble Rouser. Yeah, you guys, if you guys can put dreaded Rabble Rouser's link up there. Let's get him some subs. And also, we're going to do this for dreaded Rabble Rouser and Lawrance Accountability, both of these guys. So, you guys start dropping the links. Thank you, Press the Ranker. I appreciate that. Swamp Fox News, thank you for being here. Let's get right to it, guys.
To leave, you're denying to leave. That's disruptive. You got to leave.
They've asked me to
Let's go.
leave. It's
Come
a
on.
constitute. You will be
Come on.
violating my
Let's
First
go.
Amendment right. Do not.
Let's
touch
go.
me.
Come on.
You will not.
Let's
Am
go.
I under arrest?
You will be placed under arrest if you don't leave. Let's
If
go.
I don't leave, I'm going to be
Yes.
arrested
Yes,
for
sir.
disrupting a meeting.
Yes, sir.
Back up here at.
Did you guys see how aggressive B. Kennedy is? You guys are going to see him get completely owned, right? And these guys working together is what I believe this whole entire nation should be doing right now. I'll explain more in a little bit.
Do not.
Let's
touch
go.
Me.
Come on.
You will not.
Let's
Am
go.
I under arrest?
You will be placed under arrest if you don't leave. Let's
If
go.
I don't leave, I'm going to be
Yes.
arrested
Yes,
for
sir.
disrupting a meeting.
Yes, sir.
Back up here at the Jackson County Courthouse for the Jackson County Commission meeting. I'm on the agenda this morning. I signed up last week to get on the agenda. I was placed on it by the county clerk, which has happened the last 2 weeks, and she'll tell me that I've been placed on it with the caveat that it's up to the commission if I'm allowed to remain on it. And 2 weeks in a row they've removed me, and so I'm on it again this week. And we'll see what happens here. I'm slated for 10:15, and so we'll see what happens, if they'll remove me again or not, to be determined.
Looks like we got at least 2, maybe 3 cops here, whoever this one is.
Man, it's cold as shit out here.
Yeah, that's a cop car too. 3 cops here today?
Also, we're being shadow banned, then a mofo, obviously. If you guys have a channel and you would like to share this in your community post, that shit not only would have helped me, but it would have helped Dreaded Rabble Rouser. Feel me? Let's work together.
There's 3?
Yeah,
Where's the third one?
right behind you.
Oh,
Not unmarked. You unmarked?
That's smart. That's smart, Tri-County. That's hella smart.
what do we got? What do we got?
I don't know. Probably want to talk here, Kennedy.
You ain't peeked in yet? Keith, you're back. Thought maybe you'd quit. Ain't been the same without you these last 2 weeks.
What's up, New York State Audit? Good to see you, bro. Definitely a banger. Toe for life in the house.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, what are you going to do with all your free time?
What up, Kilted Cop Watch?
Go fishing. Yeah, Mondays are a good day for fishing.
This right here is a perfect example of government thinking they can tell the people what to do, when to do it, and them finding out that they have limited control over the people, right? And in reality, I think this deputy here is going to learn a big lesson as well, because he's the kind of deputy or the cop, the law enforcement, that just obeys, right? Just obeys and do what I'm told, right?
You guys gonna remove me from the agenda again today?
Hey, I'm down for that, Freedom Sentinel. Let's do
Is
that.
that gonna be your first order of business once again? Most pressing county business you guys got?
What's up, Brandon? What's up, Lolly for Liberty? What the fuck? I couldn't figure out what the fuck was going on. Thought I turned my volume down. Shit. Excuse me. Sorry about that, guys. Let me respond to this question though. Do you think they would treat you, the Mexican, different than me, the white guy? I do. It's possible. It's possible. But I think at this point, like, they kind of treat everybody that questions authority now. Like, a lot of these people in city council, they'll have the people that, you know, lobby for certain type of interest for maybe a corporation or something, right? So they'll do as they're told as well, you know. And so if anybody questions that, what they're doing, doesn't matter if you're black, white, Asian, whatever, they're gonna go against you. And I mean, if you think about it, there's a lot of videos on YouTube everywhere where they're violating white guys' rights too, right? So I try to not think in terms of, like, you know, who they would treat differently, even though I'm pretty sure they would treat me like shit. But if you question their authority and what they're doing, they will come after you as well. So I've seen it happen to a lot of people. A lot of people. Yeah. But I mean, I agree with you as well, if that makes any sense. Yeah, definitely keep pushing Tri-County Accountability. You guys, if you're not subscribed to this guy's channel, make sure you're subscribed to him as well. Turn on the notifications. A lot of us are struggling out here, man, to get views and subs and support, you know. And that's okay. We do have a solid group of people that we all support each other. So let's keep doing it. Let's keep growing each other's channels and helping each other out, right? A community, growing the community. We all do activism differently than each other. We all do it our own way, or we all hug our own tree, is what I like to say. And I'll say this as well. I think I want to be honest about what I see in Dreaded Rabble Rouser and Lawrance Accountability and the work that they're doing together, holding government accountable, and doing it in a way where they back each other up, they support each other. And like I said before, both of these guys, and this is why I think this is possibly one of the most important videos that I've ever done, it's because this is where we should be in America right now. There's a lot of bullshit and division in this country, and we're hating each other, and we're at each other's throats and laughing and ridiculing each other and all that shit. Yeah, that's all fine and dandy, but fuck, how about we move forward as well and start holding government accountable? Because there's a lot of bullshit going on, a lot of civil rights violations. They don't want you asking questions. So these guys are going into in their community, in their areas and surrounding areas. They're going to city council meetings, addressing their public officials, asking questions, holding them accountable. And I think that I gotta tell you guys, and I'm not ashamed to say it. Oh, I want to be the best fucking auditor ever. I got my hand raised. It ain't about that. These guys are doing better work than I've ever fucking done in my community. I'm honest. I gotta be honest about what I'm seeing here. This is some of the best shit out there, When I seen Crystal going in there and holding them accountable and standing at the podium and not bowing down to them and clowning them when they act a fool and nonstop, I'm just like, wow, totally fucking impressed. And I am super duper impressed with this work as well. Dr. Justin Spees and Michael from Lawrence Accountability together, I think they're doing some of the most powerful work that I've ever fucking seen since I've been doing this. And I gotta tell you guys, man, I've been watching videos and maybe not hating cops, but not trusting them, right? Since I was a little kid, since Mary Jane was illegal, since I had it in my pocket and I thought it, the cops had x-ray vision and could see it and shit. I was always afraid of them. And government. I used to think that if you walk into a government office and they tell you to sit down, that you had to sit down, right? That's the shit I believed as a kid, right? Now look at what's happening in this video. These are grown ass men. Grown ass men. You know what I'm saying? But they want them to sit down like children. You know what I mean? We could all learn a lot from this stuff and start implementing what they're doing into our work and start pushing this to other communities as well, man. The LawTube community should be picking up on this shit like that. Talking about it. Yes, this is how you guys can do shit. But nah, man. I'll do it. I'll say it. Look, I love these guys, man. I'll say it, guys. These guys are doing better work than I've ever done. Holding my community, government in my community accountable. Hands down. Give it up, man. Straight up. You know what I mean? Who would I be if I was like, fuck, I'm better than them? Bullshit. I'd be lying to you guys. These guys, this is top-notch shit right here. Boss level. We can all take some lessons from all of this shit because it's dope. It's dope. Best videos I've ever seen. Straight up. Keep watching.
It's 9 o'clock, and waiting for all meeting order to withstand the pledge of allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Gentlemen, I'll ask you to move out of that area and move into the public area.
We're good, brother.
Okay, so you're going to be asked, I asked, very kindly, please move into the public area. I've asked you in many meetings prior to this not to stand there. That is not an area for the public.
It's not a rule.
So now I'm going to ask you, you're disrupting a government meeting, so now I'm asking you to leave.
We're good.
Okay.
What?
time to go.
No, don't touch me. Don't touch
It's time
me.
to go.
No, for what?
They asked you to leave. It's
no,
time to
I
leave.
haven't done anything wrong.
Yes, they're asking you to leave. You have to leave.
Under what rule?
Under what rule?
Disrupting a government meeting.
Is that breaking the law?
Yes, it is.
I'm breaking the law right
Yes,
now?
you are.
What law am I breaking?
21-5922.
And what does that say?
Public business in public place.
By standing silently?
They're asking you to leave. You're denying to leave. That's disruptive. You got to leave.
They've asked me
Let's
to
go.
leave. It's
Come
a
on.
constitute. You will be
Come on.
violating my
Let's
First
go.
Amendment right. Do not
Let's
touch.
go. Come on.
You will not.
Let's
Am
go.
I under arrest?
You will be placed under arrest if you don't leave. Let's
If
go.
I don't leave, I'm going to be
Yes.
arrested
Yes,
for
sir.
disrupting a meeting.
Yes, sir. It's a Class A misdemeanor, okay? If you
You're
do
going
not
to
leave.
arrest me? Write me
Yes,
the
sir.
citation then.
You're going to go to jail. I will arrest you.
For disrupting
For
a
a
meeting?
misdemeanor, yes.
For standing silently during a meeting.
They're asking you to leave. You said no. That's disrupting a meeting. It's time to go.
That's discrimination. You're
Let's
violating
go.
my rights. I haven't done anything. I have
Let's
not
go.
disrupted this meeting.
I asked you to move back into the public area kindly and not stand over to the side. I've asked you that many, many times. and
We have been allowed to stand here, and I have asked for the rule. It is not a rule. It is not a rule. It's something that you're using against me for retaliation.
Government meeting.
I have not disrupted this meeting. I was standing silently.
Thank you.
I was standing silently.
Sir,
I have not done anything.
All you have to do is stick that down, and that's all we need, right?
No. There's no rule that says I can't. I have asked you, and I have asked all of you to present that rule to me. I'm not breaking any rules by standing here. You can't ask me to leave. This is a public spot. I'm standing by standing here.
By not following my rule.
So it's your rule. It's your
This is
rule.
the public area.
This is a public area.
I'm in charge of this meeting.
This is a public area right here. You've allowed other people to stand here. You have allowed other people to stand here.
You need to leave the premises.
The entire court. Hold on a second. No. I'm not being trespassed from anything. I don't need to leave the premises.
All right, we're gonna move on.
All right, let's go.
No.
go.
Where do I need to go?
Just off the premises. Let's go.
Off of what premises?
The courthouse premises.
I'm off the
Yeah,
courthouse
go.
premises for
Let's
disrupting.
Go. Let's go.
For disrupting a meeting,
Let's
I'm
go.
off the courthouse premises.
Let's go.
Does it apply to him as well?
Just you.
Just
Let's
me.
go.
Okay, just me, huh?
Because he's not disrupting the meeting. You are.
I don't have to leave the premises. I haven't done anything wrong to leave the premises. If I've disrupted a meeting, according to you, that's one thing. Am I being trespassed now?
They're asking you to leave the premises.
No. No, I'm not. I'm definitely not leaving the premises. No, there's no reason for that. I haven't done anything wrong to.
And I gotta tell you, Dr. Justin Spees, I know people that have been arrested outside of the auditing community, that have been arrested in Kansas over and over again, and they went over there to make a better life, and all they did was get arrested more over there than over here. And Kansas, I already know Kansas is fucked up. Not just the police, but the whole court system, the judges, dirty. So they try to ruin lives out there, if I'm not mistaken. I mean, they do that everywhere, but, you know. Yep.
Under what grounds am I leaving the premises for?
They're asking you to leave.
Under what
the
grounds?
premises.
For what?
For trespassing.
Oh,
You
now
can
I'm
be
being trespassed?
You can be trespassed, yes.
For what?
They ask you to be trespassed, you can be trespassed.
And they haven't done that.
Asking you to leave the premises
Who?
is they did. The commissioners.
That doesn't.
Asking you to leave.
They asked me to leave.
get off the
And I'm
premises.
declining. I'm not getting off the premises. I'm declining that. There's been no talk of a trespass. I'm not leaving the. I'm not. No, I'm not.
Trespassing.
No.
Trespassing.
Say what?
Yes.
What? That's unlawful. I don't have to leave the premises. Are you kidding me? Why do I have to leave the premises?
They've asked you to leave.
Hey, you know what? A quick tip, Dr. Justin Spees, with editing. You know what would be cool? Take it or leave it. But I'm looking at this and I'm looking at both sides sometimes, right? At the screen. And which is hella dope, right? I think more people should do this as well. But you can keep the same audio and sometimes put the video over the video with the same audio that's closest to you and the cop, which is your audio, and then just change the visual back and forth and have it full screen. And you can keep it like this as well. Should just include that into your editing style. I mean, first of all, let me compliment you, on your editing, because it's dope. Great editing. Like, I see this and I'm like, damn, I gotta include this stuff into my work, right? But I've done that before, where I will just kind of stack it and keep one audio and stack it, change it back and forth. That looks dope. So anyways, let's get back to the video.
So what? So what? Why do I have to leave? Under what rule do I have to leave the premises?
Sir, let's go.
Leave the entire premises?
Yes, sir.
Under what rule? Under what law? What law am I
They're
breaking?
trespassing you.
They have not trespassed me.
Yeah, he does look 15
Nobody
years
has even
old.
said that. You come up with some bogus disrupting a meeting, but you need to look at the statute. That standing silently does not meet that statute.
Okay, but they asked you.
Nobody has trespassed
Hold
me.
on. They asked you to sit down in the public area. You said no. And they asked you again. You said
That's
no.
a public area.
That's still disruptive.
Nope.
Yes, it is.
Nope.
You're
The
disrupting the
initial
conduct of
thing,
business.
the initial standing silently disrupts nothing. They have a
Me too, bro. I do most of my stuff on my phone because I'm always here, there, everywhere, right? At the table, watching a movie, on the shitter, in the car. You know what I mean? But I do have an iPad and a computer and all that I edit on as well. But I find it real convenient to edit on my phone. So, and I'll send you a list of software and apps that I use, and you can check them out. And if you need any kind of tips on how to, I got you on that too, bro. Shit. Dreaded Rabble Rouser, y'all. What's up, Central Florida Police Accountability? DJ Nate.
allowed people to stand there before. Matter of fact, last meeting, I stood right
Well,
there,
they're
no
asking
issue.
you to sit down now.
It doesn't matter. It's not a fucking rule. It's not a fucking rule.
They asked you to sit down, you said no.
It doesn't
They
matter.
asked you again, you said no. That's still
I can
disruptive.
stand right. No, it is not.
Yes, it is.
Standing in a public area silently
Yes,
is
it
not
It's still-
disruptive.
it's still
Standing
disruptive.
silent.
They ask you to sit down.
Explain
and
to
you said
no.
It's still disruptive.
No. You need
Because
to.
you're hindering
You need to
the
explain.
conduct of
You need to
business.
explain to me how standing silently disrupts anything. Explain it to me.
The disruptive part, they asked you to sit down. You said no.
No. You're
then they asked you again to
officer.
sit down.
You're skipping the part where they're saying that me standing was a disruption, and that's why I needed to sit down. You're skipping that part. There's no
sir,
reason why I need to stand
That's
there.
not what.
There's no
That's
reason.
not what they're saying is disruptive.
There is nothing saying that I can't stand there. That is not a rule. I've asked them specifically numerous times for that rule. There is no rule.
Not in a public way. I would appreciate it, sir.
See, he gets to stand there. Why the hell does he get to
They
stand
just
there?
asked him to sit down.
Why is? Don't you want to see what's going on there and enforce a law?
Well, I'm
Now
dealing
you
with
can't
right
even
now.
see.
I'm
Now you
dealing
can't
with
even see.
right now.
Because you're wrong. You're wrong. This is a violation of my rights. I cannot attend this meeting because what? I stood silently in a place that I
because they
stood
asked you-
last week in the exact same spot. I stood in the exact same
But
spot.
they asked you to sit
It
down.
doesn't matter.
all I'm saying.
They don't
That's
get
all
it.
they're saying.
It's a public space. I can stand in a public space. They don't get to control where I am if they don't have it designated. That is not a designated space that says you can't stand there. That is not a designated space that says only sit here. It's not designated. There's no rule. I've asked them specifically for it. So absent that, that's a public space that you, me, and everyone here has the right to stand in. That's discrimination. And you're going to charge me with disrupting a meeting over discrimination on their part? You will find yourself in a lawsuit, Kennedy. Horse shit. If
What
I
are they
can't...
discriminating you for?
Dude, I just explained it to you. He's standing there right now in the exact same spot I am, and I'm out of there. Last week, I stood in that exact same spot. No fucking problems. Now, all of a sudden, they want to do it. I'm standing silently, observing a meeting. It is not disrupting
Yes,
anything.
but they asked you to sit down.
It's not a rule. It's not a rule.
They asked you to sit down.
It doesn't matter.
You
It's not
said
a rule.
no. They asked you again. You said no. and
It's
then you
a
went on.
public spot. I can stand in a public meeting and observe it if I want to. That's how public spaces work. And now, if I was in there talking, out of turn, that's a disruption. That violates the rules. Standing silently talking or standing silently observing the meeting, that doesn't disrupt anything. So it goes back to it's discrimination and retaliation.
Hey, Dr. Justin Spees, I love how you like just kind of stop him in his tracks and point out like important shit. And it's so dope, man. I love the way you guys do that. You know, and I've seen Lawrence Accountability own cops, and I've been like super impressed with his work. I've actually reached out to him like, damn, bro, good shit. But I see you go back and forth with them, and it's funny because I don't know, you have a way that you do it where you're not really trying to be an asshole. You're not being an asshole at all. You're doing it in a way where it shows, you know, their idiocracy. You know, if there's for a lack for a better term, you know, and just the way you speak, man, the way you like kind of even lower your voice but still speak, you know, like you're stern. That shit's dope, bro. Hell yeah.
On his part. And you got another guy standing right there on the wall right now, but I'm out of there. That's discrimination.
They said you were disrupting.
You were in there. I stood
but
silently. No different than what
They
he's
asked you to
doing.
leave.
It doesn't matter. That's a public spot at a
It
public
does
meeting.
matter, because for my job, they asked you to make you leave.
You don't have to take orders from them. Why do you have to take orders from them? If you can clearly recognize that I'm standing silently in a public space, you know that's not disrupting shit. You know that. Now, if you were sitting here saying, well, you were talking and you were talking out of turn, I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, you're right. I disrupted that meeting. Standing silently? Are you kidding me? That's a disruption?
No, I already explained this to you. The disruption was they told you to sit down.
Exactly. He had no reason. He had no reason. He had no reason to tell me to sit down. That's not a rule. That is a public place where I can. It's no different than if he came out here and said, hey, you can't stand right here. For shit, I can't. It ain't fucking designated, man. And the fact that he's allowed to stand there right now and I'm out of here makes it look even worse. Because I was doing the exact same thing he was doing. Why isn't he out of here?
I'm dealing with you right now.
All right.
I didn't ask him to leave.
That's the issue. I'm not doing anything different than he is. And I got to leave the entire courthouse premises? For what?
I asked him to leave the premises for disrupting the meeting.
But I wasn't disrupting the meeting because I'm doing nothing different than what he's
We've been
doing.
over this a million times,
Exactly,
okay?
exactly.
So I'm telling you the reason why they're telling you that you're.
You gonna get the body cam footage, Dr. Justin? And I'd like to see the body cam footage of that. People love body cam footage, man. That shit goes viral. Get the body cam footage and post it on your channel, bro. You know? And just leave it as is. Put a little narration. Like, cop tries to violate man's rights. Leave a comment. Shit goes viral. 700,000 views. Damn. Get the body cam footage and post it, bro.
Disruptive and that you have to
Right,
leave
right.
because they told you to sit down and you said no.
But if it was an
You still
actual,
denied to
if
sit
it was
down.
an actual rule that I was violating,
Okay,
yes.
But they're asking.
You're
you to leave.
you're missing. They can't
Totally
just
took
will.
you out.
For
So,
what?
they took
No,
you
no,
out of the
no.
meeting.
They can't just willy-nilly do that. They cannot, and that's exactly what's going on here. They're willy-nilly. This is not a rule. First of all, it's not a rule. Secondly, it's not even being applied consistently. If he's allowed to stand there right now, it is not a rule. I'm trying to make it clear to you. If there's a
Bro, you're the teacher. He's the student. Right? He's the player. You're the coach. Right? He's the employee. You're the boss. And in reality, like, all that goes through my mind when I'm watching the way you're schooling this kid, the way you're correcting him into doing his job properly. You know, you're doing all of that. Fuck. I mean, he thinks he has authority, right? He thinks he's the parent. He thinks the teacher is wrong and he's going to go in there and teach the professor. Right? He's going to profess the professor. All of that shit. And, but nah, bro. It would have been nice for you to tell him to sit down. Say, you know what? As a matter of fact, grab a chair and sit down. And when he says no, he'll be like, see what I mean? You crazy, bro? Are they crazy, bro? Shit.
Rule, for example, of no, hold on a second. If there's a rule of no talking, only they can talk, or if you have designated time and you start talking, that breaks the rule and you're out of there. There's no rule about if you can stand there or not. So you are not disrupting a meeting if you're not breaking their rule. Standing silently observing something is not breaking a rule.
Yes, but they asked you to sit down when the meeting started. You said no.
They don't have the authority to ask me to sit down. Under what grounds do they have? If there's no rule
check it out, bro.
for it, I don't have to comply with that. If they had that's public seating. But if they had a rule that said no standing along that wall, and I was like, no, thank you. Yeah, I broke that rule. There's no rule. I've asked them repeatedly for it.
Stated that you couldn't stand there, and then you need to sit down. You denied it.
Right. So why?
You denied it.
I stood there
You
last week.
disrupted it.
I stood there last week, and it's still not a rule. There's no rule. Him just saying it doesn't make it a rule. Him just saying it does not make it a rule.
So you're being asked to get off the premises.
Under what? Write me a trespass citation then.
Hell yeah,
There's
bro.
no reason for me to have to leave the entire fucking premises. There's
Always selective.
Oh yeah, AJ. Thank
selective,
you.
precisely.
Scott, Lynn, you guys ready? We are.
This is unbelievable that you're being like this. Unbelievable.
Right.
It's all public area. Some random chair sitting over here.
This gentleman hasn't disrupted anything? Okay, but this one interrupted the meeting. Okay. It asked you to leave because you interrupted.
So, would you say, Justin, that this deputy does his due diligence, right? He does his job right. Because he's not above the other cop, right? He's not of a higher rank. He just kind of like, well, shit. Let me figure this out, man. Let me see what I can do here. He's probably gonna be fired, right? He's probably gonna be fired soon. We don't need cops. We don't need deputies out here enforcing the law. We need you to enforce our political prowess. Right? We need you to force the people to comply no matter what it takes. Shit. They probably say all that in legal terms, right? Shit. Yes, he does due diligence. I would say yeah as well, man. You know, you kind of got to give credit where credit is due. You can't just say, man, fuck all cops. They're all bad, right? I mean, yeah, if this cop would just walked in there and be like, yeah, you got to get out of here, bro. He would have been a bad cop too. I would have been like, you see, they're all bad. But sometimes these assholes do a good job too. What's up, poor dirt farmer? Good to see you, bro. What state are you in? Welcome to this world, media. Email me your video, bro. recordpolicenow@gmail.com and try to tell me a little bit about what happened. Try to make a video on it. He actually bothered to investigate it. Nice wording there.
And what happens if I don't leave?
You gotta go to jail.
For what?
Boom.
You just need to go.
No. What would I go to jail for?
You're blocking the fire entrance.
What would I go to jail for?
What's going on? Because they're not telling.
That's hilarious. Excuse me, you're blocking the fire entrance. Wasn't that funny? The long stare on his face, the deer in the headlights look. You're gonna go. If you don't leave, you're gonna go to jail for what? Okay. Just leave. Fuck. That's how he went, huh? Watch. Shit's hilarious.
Because you interrupted the meeting.
And what
Just
happens
beat
if
it.
I don't leave?
You gotta go to jail.
For what?
You just need to go.
No. No, you. What would I go to jail for?
Fucking
What would I
hilarious,
go to jail
bro.
for?
And let you know what's going on because they're not.
That's just hilarious, man. Freaking hilarious. But you know what? That simple question for what? Like, you're not arguing with them. You're asking him a question. You're challenging his authority in a professional manner, I would say. You know, for what? What am I going to go to jail for? Shit's hilarious.
I'm trying to ask questions. I'm gonna tell you what's going on.
That needs to be a short, bro. You know what I mean? And then just cut it to the very end where he's like, Psh, "You're the boss."
Man here is getting a little ballsy, and he needs to cool himself because nothing was going on. They started the ruckus with Justin.
What's up, Charlie Dog?
This
Good to
is
see you, bro.
Kelly making a scene, and you're allowing him to do it. I'm going to go back in that room, and I'm going to stand there, and I'm not going to say a word to disrupt that meeting. And if you have a problem with it, you can slap the cuffs on. But you need to cool your heels.
Let me ask you this: what transpired between you and them for them to ask you to leave?
Nothing.
Let me
We
answer.
walked in and stood there.
Stood there. They started the meeting. Hadn't said a word. All recorded. It's silent.
It's all recorded.
He immediately tells me I need to sit down. And
Let me
Shall
ask you
picture
this,
night?
and I watched the video
Oh, yeah.
you recorded.
hold on a second. Can you get him to come back out here? Just say, hey, can you come here? Hey man, I'm gonna stop recording so that I can pull up the video for him, and I want you to record. Sure. Hold on one second. I'll bring it over to you. Hold on one second.
Hanukkah, you need to work with Kennedy, though. He's reaching out, trying to touch people and trying to go hands-on with people who haven't broken a law. He's going to get his ass in trouble doing that.
Man, this is like you guys I don't want to make it sound weird, right? You guys sharpen each other's tools out there. I don't even know if that makes any sense. But you guys working together is like fucking the dynamic duo. My email is recordpolicenow@gmail.com. Recordpolicenow. Not tomorrow, not yesterday, not later on. Now. Meaning, like, don't get up and start running out there with your camera and record unless you want to. But if you go to the store and you see cops, record them. Like, holy shit, there's some cops. Let me record them now. Let me pull out my phone and record police now. Right? I should make that like a commercial and shit, like cereal box. Record police now. Fuck, I'm retarded.
Oh, sorry.
He does. He needs to be making money with that voice.
They accuse me of monetizing this, and I don't even make money on these videos. What's your badge number, Kennedy?
305.
305. Do you even know your C-post number?
My C-post number?
Your cert number? Do you still remember it? Is it in the 30,000s? Like 3.2 or 3.3? So you're still fairly new, right? Watch that.
Let me rewind it again, sorry. Just so you have a grasp of what it is.
Yo, I gotta pause and read this, Forrest Blue. The fact is this. I don't even know if that's what your voice sounds like. Excuse me. The fact is this. We are, and we always will be better together. Segregating ourselves from each other only weakens the stances we feel are important. Blessings from Austin. Hook 'em horns. I love that comment. I really do like that comment. Because that's exactly how they make us stupid. right? They make us dumb, right? Yeah. They're like Double Dragon, right? Hell yeah. Hell yeah. Don't be afraid to record them, man. Record them from a distance. You should park your car at a distance and just kind of walk up, and then don't go nowhere until they leave. Like, make sure they leave first, and if they try to creep up, just walk up to them and just keep recording them, you know. And I try to encourage everyone to record cops because they need that shit. So let's keep watching, y'all.
See, he's just declared that it's a disruption. That's not how that works.
Say again, can you keep it playing for me?
Keep it playing. What for what? What do you?
I just want to hear the engagement back and forth, the conversation.
Well, we're talking specifically about what got me out of there. That's what it was. You asked
Do
me.
you have recorded up until the point where you walk out?
Yeah.
And I think, would you show it to me?
For what?
Just so I can see.
What are you looking for?
I'm wanting to see the engagement back and forth between you two.
It's hilarious. Mm-hmm.
Let me interrupt here. That is a specific statute with very specific criteria. Standing silently does not meet any of those criteria. Do you know what those criteria are? They're things like coercion, intimidation,
Did you leave after this?
threats. Standing silently is not disrupting a fucking meeting. Fuckers piss me.
I believe that's disruptive. You gotta leave. They've asked me to leave. If I constitute, you will be violating my First Amendment right.
Why don't you pull us that statute, man, and take a look at it?
Right, dude,
did.
for sure.
So you planned on this.
And I don't mean to get off the subject, dreaded Rabble Rouser. I don't mean to get off the subject, and I apologize. I don't mean to be rude, because this video is fucking beautiful, outstanding. But I do want to go over this comment. Law should be required, should be a required class in elementary school, middle school, and high school. I fucking agree. I agree. I agree on that. I like that. Now back to the video. You see how they're teaching the law to these cops? Why should we have to be the ones to teach the laws to the cops? Isn't that kind of fucked up? So, training, like, the training facilities, you know, the amount of time that they train, why haven't we been able to do anything about that? What the? It's clear as fucking day. These cops don't know the difference between public property and private property. They don't know how the trespassing laws work. They don't know shit about the First Amendment. And they enforce feelings. They have bad attitudes. They violate policy every single day. And they want them not knowing the people's rights, right? Because they can get away with it and say, well, shit, man. You got to throw the lawsuit out because I wasn't trained properly. You know? Am I crazy for thinking that? Does that even happen? Right? Why? We don't get paid, bro. With YouTube, some of us, yeah, YouTube. But We don't get paid by the government to teach government the rights of the people, but that's exactly what we're doing. So shame on them if they want to ridicule you guys or say anything at all about, you know, you making money on YouTube or whatever. Who are they to say, you know? Swamp Fox News, thank you, brother. Let me read your comment. David, thanks for all you do, taking your time to help smaller channels and grow and put the Constitution out there. You are amazing, my brother. Thank you, bro. You as well, man. You know, pulled a cop over and let him have it when he needed it a long ass time ago. And you did it again not too long ago. You've been putting in work for a long time, bro. And so thank you as well for all you do and all you continue to do and everything you've done for everybody. Not just myself, man. You made me banners, you know, street signs. Look, guys. Swamp Fox News made that for me. And shirts, all kinds of stuff, man. So thank you, bro. Thank you for all you do and continue to do. Hell yeah. Let's keep watching, guys. Back on the subject, man. Thank you, bro.
Expected this to happen? You had this worked out?
My sergeant told us a few statutes before I came in.
Yeah, it came out.
Which statutes did you review?
Trespassing and this.
So tell me how standing.
Hey, Swamp Fox, you're only saying that because it's true. That's hilarious. I heard you type that earlier with Patriot Night. That's funny. Hell yeah. Thank you guys, man. I love this community. You know what I mean? Other people are like, there's no such thing as a auditing community. Okay. It's unofficial, of course it's unofficial, but we all found each other here. You know what I'm saying? We grew our numbers. Shit. I got 600K subs, folks, and who the F am I? I don't even think I'm special. I ain't shit. I'm one of you. I'm just like you. I'm just like all of you. I just want freedom for me. Freedom for Dreaded Rabble Rouser, Patriot Night, Swamp Fox News, Bag Lady. Sorry, bro. Let me rewind a little bit. Let's get back to the subject at hand, guys. Because this guy's work cannot be ignored. I swear to God, man, your work and you and Lawrance Accountability, the work together, should be on. Let me see, guys. Whose channels? Everybody's channels out there on both sides of the political spectrum. The big ass channels. Your work should be highlighted on mainstream. You know, wow, look at what these guys did. Like, how did we get here? You know, making it a big news and documentaries and shit. Like, who wants to work on documentaries with me together? Right? I got a big ass story here in Bakersfield. A couple of them. Right? But I'm limited, y'all. We do got some numbers, though, that we can play around with. So whoever wants to work on a documentary with me, I'm game. Let's do that. Let's do that. Man, I appreciate that, Brandon. I appreciate that.
I did before I came in.
You did? So you planned on this? Expected this to happen? You had this worked out?
Interesting.
My sergeant told us a few statutes before I came in.
Yeah, it came out.
Which statutes did you review?
Trespassing and this.
So tell me how standing.
Damn. He told him, hey, just shut up, bro. And that, I'm not gonna lie, man, that's beautiful, dude. That is absolutely beautiful to see. Oklahoma, What's up, my brother? OG in the house. I love you, man. Thank you, bro, for everything. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Hell yeah.
If you want me to address this whole thing in front of everybody, I can, or if I just can talk to
Bullshit, bro. That's hilarious. Thank you, Swamp Fox.
Well, apparently I can start it.
Make sure you keep those body cams going. Annika, don't mute that.
Hell yeah.
This is such fucking bullshit. They let you fucking stand there.
Thank you, bro.
You're gonna lose this fight.
This is
Bam.
straight up fucking discrimination. Straight up. Straight up. And it's you that did it, Kennedy. You that did it. Straight up discrimination. Straight up retaliation. You fucking arrest me for that?
Yeah.
That's an unlawful arrest. I did nothing fucking wrong.
Yeah. I agree. Spicy Peach. Thank you, Patriot Knight. Thank you, bro.
Oh, is that? I like it in the camera.
It stopped.
Is it not live streaming?
It was. Now my phone is. Yeah, it just froze.
Hey, bro, I was trying to figure it out, Justin, who this lady was. Does she have a news organization, a channel? Who is she? Right? Was she with you guys? Was she supporting you guys? It seemed like she was. Yeah, for sure, Oklahoma. Hit me up, bro. Hit me up, hit me up. Ex-boot liquor. Long-time supporter. Thank you, Swamp Fox. Thanks again, brother.
Very good internet signal here.
It's worse at my house where I'm practicing. So
He tried to go live stream to save space on the phone, and it
When you
doesn't-
lose internet connection,
Yeah,
then the
it's not as
audio
good.
jacks up, and then, you know, sometimes it just stops.
So
Yeah.
it's like, yeah, maybe. We'll see. I'm real tempted just to send it back because it's pretty expensive.
Really?
If it's not going to do the job my phone is, then I should just get another phone.
Oh, you don't have that issue with your phone in here of it stopping?
No. Once.
I think
But it
the
still had
internet
the audio.
connection. The internet connection is
Yeah.
weird.
Ask around and find out what the best reception is, whether it's T-Mobile or Apple or
It's
whatever the best reception
Verizon
is.
is the only one.
Okay, whichever the best reception is, then get your phone set up on that one, whether you have this one on it or not. That way you have the one that's on the best reception to do your Wi-Fi streaming. And then the other option is to bring your own hotspot. You can get a hotspot through your phone provider.
Okay.
And
Dope,
it's just
bro.
a little internet hotspot that you can carry with you that works through the phone. I don't know if it works any better than the phone's like reception.
Right,
I don't know if those hotspots have any better reception or better antenna or something, but I've used those in the past where there wasn't a Wi-Fi connection.
I subbed her channel, bro. If you ever want me to give her a shout out, or if you ever want me to do a video from her channel, something that you see, let me know. hit me up. Shoot the link, timestamp, and let's get it going. Shit. If she can go in there and record them as well and put it for the public to see, especially if she's up there speaking, asking questions, this is what we need, folks. Shit. You know what I mean? So let's keep doing it.
And then I would wonder if there's not a public Wi-Fi connection here.
Well, that's what I'm using.
Oh, is there a public Wi-Fi here? Okay. Because usually the courthouse has a public Wi-Fi. So hopefully it doesn't glitch too much.
Well, hopefully not yet.
Such fucking bullshit. And I told Kennedy, if he fucking arrests me, it's an unlawful fucking arrest.
I mean, you can't just act on what Keith Kelly's saying. He's a hothead, and you know it. You've lived here long enough to know that.
That's why there's rules. That's why there's rules.
Well, then you
I can
need
tell.
to understand
I can
what's
tell.
going on in that room before you start acting on stuff, because
You
those
know,
commissioners were about to get you named.
If you're not arresting me, if you're not arresting me, and you put your hands on me, it's no different than me battering somebody else. When you fucking put your hands on me.
It's hilarious.
You quoted that rule though, like you were pretty confident in yourself, and I don't think you understand how that statute applies. You may be able to read the statute and understand the words of the statute, but you need to understand how it applies. And what it applies in here, they have no rule over here about standing. They can't just make up a rule about standing. And for the last 2 weeks, we've stood over here. For the previous 4 weeks before that, people have stood over here. Keith Kelly doesn't like us, so he doesn't want us to stand here. Right. But what you do?
That's the issue.
He can't declare a disruption. He can't declare the disruption. If you're going to arrest somebody on 5922, you need to know what.
If you guys aren't subbed to Swamp Fox News, he does giveaways and stuff too. So make sure you definitely go sub his channel. Swamp Fox News, y'all. Moderators, mount up.
What the disruption was. You need to be able to articulate that disruption other than just saying that the commissioner said they needed. Huh?
You see that, man? Standing there in the blue jacket on the right. That right there, folks, is Lawrance Accountability. Moderators, mount up. If you guys can grab his channel link and drop it so you guys can go sub to Lawrance Accountability. Check them both out, man. They be dropping videos and they're bangers. Good videos. Very educational. Top notch shit. Top notch shit. Good shit.
Dick, you're not. You missed about half of this conversation.
Yeah, no shit. Walks. Why? Oh, have you, Dick? Have you, Dick?
Not if
Have
you
you, Dick?
can't articulate what the actual disruption was.
It's in his police report.
Not if
Oh.
you can't articulate what the actual disruption was.
That's his problem.
Exactly.
Not yours.
Exactly, Dick. Thank you. Exactly. Thank you.
Dick.
You
So
told
keep-
him all he needs to do.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you.
Oh, it's
We've
Abbott
heard-
and Costello.
Yeah.
Comedy.
Who's that? Who's Abbott and Costello?
That's Dick Lake. He's an arrogant attorney. He's your new planning board member since they replaced Stephen Wilkins illegally. See, you need to catch up on what's going on around here before you start threatening people with arrest. Well, you're at a disadvantage then. But the problem is you're the one that's going to be named in the lawsuit if you put handcuffs on somebody just because they decided to tell you to do that. And then where's your career headed?
And why? Because it's unlawful.
And if you think qualified immunity is
Unlawful.
going to protect you after this discussion, because I've got enough recording right here that I've enlightened you enough on these laws that when you put handcuffs on him, your qualified immunity's gone. Because you've been given the opportunity to understand this stuff.
And on top of all of this, I've done an official CORA request through the county for their rule on standing. CORA request, it's Kansas Open Records Act. It's you can request documents, information from the government, the public can. So I requested the rule on standing precisely for this. Precisely for this. They have declined to get me that rule. I've come in and asked them specifically before and during recess times about the rule. They declined to answer. I want to talk to them about it on the agenda. They remove me from the fucking agenda. And that's what I want to talk to them about, to get clarity on this. There's no rule saying you can't stand in a public space right there, and if you do, it disrupts the meeting. There's no fucking rule. And so I'm not breaking a rule, so I'm not disrupting the fucking meeting. I'm engaged in a constitutionally protected activity of observing government officials silently within the rules that they set. If they're going to put restrictions on stuff, they have to be reasonable. Time, place, and manner. Reasonable restrictions. It's unreasonable to enforce a rule on me, but not on him, and not on other people other weeks. That's unreasonable.
Do you know why this is taking so long? Because Keith Kelly's throwing a fit about it, trying to find a way to make Hanukkah arrest us. And you'll find that out from Hanukkah privately later. I'm going to bet money that that's why this is taking so long, is because Keith Kelly is not happy with the outcome.
They're probably thumbing through fucking statutes as well. You will need to precisely articulate what part of 2522 that I violated. 5922 that I violated. And there are specific things that are outlined in it. I believe there's 4 of them. And they are serious things like coercion, intimidation, threats. That's what rises to disrupting a meeting. And I would even grant you violating their rule. Just let's say I was in there talking out of turn, that violated their rule. I'm not allowed to talk. Yeah, you got me there. Standing silently? No. No. No way. No fucking way is that disrupting a meeting. No fucking way. It's also things like if I were to prevent them from getting up to the, if I was like, oh, you can't get up to your spot. That kind of stuff. That standing.
How come you went after him and not me? They asked us both to leave.
They start off by saying, gentlemen, I'm going to ask you both to sit down. So he was addressing both of us. Straight up discrimination.
They're wasting them. See how much time they wasted out of their own morning because of 2 guys standing silently. Does that make any sense to you?
I was just here.
Yeah.
I'm just here to obey. He doesn't even know what to say. I'm just here to obey, guys. Just doing what they tell me. Just obeying orders, you know? Shit. I just do as I'm told. You know? As long as I'm doing as I'm told, then I was just following orders. I can't get in trouble for it. So, I mean, shit, what the fuck? What do you expect from me? I'm just a cop. You know? Just a cop. Low-level cop. You know? It's above my head because I was given the order. It doesn't come down on me, right? But they, over there, they have absolute immunity, you know? And maybe this is why our government sucks. You know what I mean? I was listening to a Pantera song today, and it's hilarious because the song's called The Badge, and it's from the Crow soundtrack. And it's funny because in the song it says, the badge means you suck. He's basically talking shit about cops. It's fucking hilarious. And if you want to listen to that song, it's in my community page, my posts. I put the song on there. And also, I put the lyrics in the comment section because the lyrics weren't there. So you guys want to go check it out and read the lyrics to the song. It's pretty good, man. It's appropriate for what we do. The badge means you suck.
You can't be just
You can't just be following orders, brother. You have to understand the law. You cannot just be following orders, especially from people like that. Oh, really? Why is that, Keith?
Because I've asked you to invite you in. You're welcome to stay.
Well, hold on a second. What?
See how that works?
Okay. Is this a trap, or are we going to do this? Michael. He wants to.
So based on watching your video, me personally, I don't think you interrupted the meeting or whatever today. Okay? That's my personal feeling.
It's the same thing that's been going on in here for the past 4 weeks.
Okay.
When we got trespassed from
Let
the
him
entire
finish.
property.
Let him finish, Michael.
So,
Hold on.
and I've told them the same thing. All right? They're concerned if you guys get too close. All right?
Get too close.
If you get too close to where they are. All right.
Well, we're going to need to define that.
And I had that
You're going to
discussion
need
with
to
them.
help us define that. Let's define that.
Come here, first, actually.
Let's go ahead and define that. real
Just
quick.
stop. Just listen to me.
No,
Please.
keep going.
It's fucking hilarious how everything they say, you guys find a way to stop them. Right, Peanut? Right, Peanut? Tell the world how much cops suck. Right? There, guys, she had a C-section. You can see it right there. She almost passed away, man. I'll be with you shortly. But yeah, everything these cops say, you guys are like fact checking them and shit, right? Law checking them. That should be a new term. Law check the cops, right? Make it a thing and shit. Hashtag law check the cops, right? Shit. Like anything the cop says, say, hold on a minute. Let's law check this. Right? Look, guys. What do they say? I know I'm crazy. All right? I already know this. You guys don't have to tell me this. All you guys out there making videos about me, he's crazy. Oh my God, he's crazy. Pfft. This shit is brilliant. Imagine law check the cops, right? Where cop pulls you over and is like, all right, cops have to give you a few seconds to law check them, right? Or a few minutes or something. I don't know. Let me know what you guys think. Does this sound good? Right? Law check them. Because these motherfuckers like, do it now. Comply or die. But they don't know the laws and shit. Like, we're just supposed to trust cops? Fuck, here. Take me to jail, man. I'll fight it in court. I'll hire a lawyer. They're cheap. No, they're not. They're not cheap. Yeah. F you, I'm gonna law check your ass. Right? Peanut Lives Matter. Yeah, my dog's name's Peanut, man. She had puppies, but they all passed away. And she almost died. One stayed in her tummy. So we had to get her operated. That shit was like $3,000. That shit hurt. But she's like family, man. One of my friends told me, it's a dog, bro. Let her go. Fuck that. And I was like, fuck that? I was like, man, shit. Yeah. So, can't do that. Can't. But yeah, back to what I was saying. This is the dopest shit ever. You guys are not giving these guys an inch. Because if you give cops and government an inch, they'll take a fucking mile. Right? You give them that much, they'll take that much. These guys ain't fucking around. Watch.
Define that.
Define that.
They're concerned if you guys get too close. All right?
Get too close.
If you get too close to where they are. All right?
Well, we're going to need to define that.
And I had that
You're going
discussion
to need
with
to
them.
help us define that. Let's define that.
Come here, first, actually.
Let's go ahead and define that. real
Just
quick.
stop. Just listen to me.
No,
Please.
keep going. Start with this man.
Okay.
Too close is also not a rule.
Listen, guys. You may have a problem. Somebody else may have a problem with whoever. All right? We're getting pulled into the middle of this. We're trying to make it work for everybody.
Well, you just got to follow the rules.
Yeah.
That's all it is. It's not a appease him and appease us. This is, are any rules being violated? Or any laws being
And
violated?
see,
Clearly,
here's
it's not.
the problem I have. Now you want our cooperation after this man was fucking threatened to arrest me.
And he put his hands on me.
Let's go ahead
And he put
establish
his
this.
and he put his hands on
I'm
me.
just going to tell you something.
Okay.
Okay, what I'd like for you guys to do is just to make sure that you don't advance up to where their desks are.
Don't go up to their desk.
Correct.
Okay.
Like, you need to stay back. I'm not going to give you a certain feed or anything.
Well, it's kind of important if we're going to be arrested for it,
Well, okay.
because then it becomes arbitrary.
But here's the thing. The
Arbitrary,
arbitrary thing
yeah.
is what constitutes interrupting their meeting. All right? 'Cause
It's
that's
arbitrary.
that's
Well, we
what-
could be clear cut though. We could. You could say this is the distance, but they don't have that rule.
That's what could get you in trouble, though, is interrupting the meeting. Okay?
I'm fully aware of you can't interrupt the meeting.
Okay.
Nice.
And if you advance towards their desks and it causes them to stop doing whatever it is they're doing to address that issue, that could be considered interrupting the meeting. Okay? Now, today, We haven't gotten there. You're
Okay.
not there. They're not there. Whatever you want to call it, I don't feel that it's there.
Okay.
I'm just trying to make sure that you guys are aware and understand.
So that whole, I was going to be charged with disrupting a meeting, that's off the books?
We're going to do something together, guys. All right? We're going to change one of my channel names. All right? Because I actually really like the idea. So right now I have a channel, moderators, if you can mount up, and find the channel that's called Stupid Government. That channel was called the First Amendment Audits channel, if you guys remember that channel. But now the channel's called Stupid Government. All right? Let's see how fast it refreshes on your phones. So let's do this real quick. I'm going to change my channel name to Law Check. Right? Law Check Police. What do you guys think? Just Law Check or Law Check Police? Or Law Check the Cops? I need some votes. Let's vote on this. Let's do this. Michael Reed, Freedom Sentinel, Swamp Fox News, Patriot Night, Bill Thomas, Mr. Bill Thomas, Jason. Come on, Stiff Richard. I see what you did there, Stiff. Mount up, moderators. Yeah. So if you guys, like I said, moderators, if you guys can get the channel that's called Stupid Government and put it in the chat, and you guys go to the channel real quick, you don't have to click on a video, right? You don't have to click on a video. We're going to change the channel name to Law Check. What should we do, guys? Law Check the Pigs? Damn, that's hardcore. Voting is a farce. I like that, Brandon. See, guys, sometimes I need to be put in check. Law Check Gov. Ooh, I like that, bootlicker. Law Check Gov. Ooh. That's a heavy hitter right there, right? San Joaquin Barbecue. Who wants to barbecue with me, guys? Seriously, though. Serio. Yeah. What do you guys think, man? Moderators, fact check the swine. Law check cops. Yeah. I like law check gov so far. I think that's going to be the winner. What do you guys think? Law check them. Hell yeah, bro. Covers it all, right? Ex-bootlicker. Bro, I think you're going to win that. Shit. Credit goes to ex-bootlicker on that. Covers all. Law check gov. Bam. Moderators. If you guys could find the channel. I love it. I love the channel name. So we changed the channel name together. You see? I include you guys into my work. We are a team. Right? Law check the cops. I do. I like the gov. I do like the law check gov. It just covers it all. Like you said, bro. I agree. Hella dope. Damn. Firme.
Trespass. The trespass is off the books. That's all just not no do over.
Based on what I saw,
Okay.
I don't feel it's necessary to take the action.
So is this just the difference between officer discretion? Because he was there and he thought he saw
That's the
something.
decision that I'm making, okay?
Yeah.
That's what's going to happen,
Okay.
okay?
What's your rank, by the way?
Just a deputy.
A deputy? And so you're a deputy? So you guys are the same equivalent rank? Okay. All right. Mm-hmm.
Bam.
I'm just gonna push on that. Well, so what, I'm curious.
He told me, he said that I told him that they all had that.
and they're just talking about structure.
Let's help you.
I stepped out so we could have that
Somebody needs
conversation.
to get the rules out and help him clarify because
what's
it
going on?
does specifically say tripods.
It says if you have a camera, you have to be recording from the back of the
Okay, no, and see, here's the problem with that. A camera, me passively recording like this is not an activity.
Okay, well, that's the intent of the rule, is that if you have
Okay.
a camera, then, listen, I'm just trying to...
Unfortunately,
This is where we get into
unfortunately-
issues again.
Unfortunately, you can't let me stand up there and then tell me I can't also record. I have this right at the same time as I have that right.
As you stated, it doesn't say that you can't stand there, right?
Right.
The rule, but it does say that if you're going to use a recording device, it has to be done so from the back of the room.
That's but the problem is what you're not understanding is there's no delineation between this recording device and me standing. There's no separation of it.
There is
Whether I
eyeballs.
have the recording device or not.
There's eyeballs.
Where I stand, this is my eyes. Whatever my eyes can see and my ears can hear, my camera can record. You already know this from your interactions on the street. So any rule that restricts my camera is a restriction of my free speech, my First Amendment. Now, what they can do is restrict the tripod. And if you go look in your rules that they have, they talk about tripods having to be stood up at the back of the room. Okay, you can go check those rules. But me holding a camera is no different than my eyes and ears watching.
And on top of that, during when I was allowed to speak, the 2 times that I was allowed to speak here, I went up and sat
his
and
camera
recorded.
the whole time.
So that is not a fucking rule.
So,
Fair enough. Thank you, gentlemen.
And use a mile of the highway. Well, if you go north, you've got a minimum.
You leave the door open.
we did go.
I mean, south, excuse me, south. If you go south, you got that minimum maintenance road that, is, you're gonna have, we're spending more money to try and get that up before we can handle the detour.
If you guys are not subscribed to the dreaded Rabble Rouser and Lawrance Accountability, please do that. These guys have some of the best work going on right now. Some of the absolute best work going on right now. Seriously. If you guys are not subscribed and you're not watching, you're missing out. Absolute bangers. Non-stop. And when I think of, you guys working together, I see that you guys are on top of your shit. Even just like right now when Lawrence Accountability pointed out, hey man, that right there, what you're talking about, we already know this. There's 4 things or 5 things that you can, kick us out for, whatever. Here's bam, 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 bam. You don't have that. And the only thing is a tripod. So, we already know and understand that. That's telling the cops like, hey bro, we know more than you. All right. We know more about this than you do. So check yourself, bro. And that's why I think of the way you guys are doing this together. It's powerful. You guys, you make a stance and you put the law in front of them. You say, here, no, here's where you're wrong. Let me show you exactly where you're wrong. As a matter of fact, you don't understand the law like I do, right? You got to know the rules, right, bro? Yeah, it sucks that they have to be the cop teachers. Exactly, Spicy Peach. I mentioned that earlier. Dreaded Rabble Rouser is not getting paid by the government to do this. He's not. The other day, I did a video. I recorded a cop. 2 cops. And I waited patiently. I wasn't talking shit or bothering them or anything. I was just observing, right? Observe and report to the people. I like that as well. I'm a journalist. I observe and report to the people. So when they were walking, I asked them, I was like, hey, you names and badge numbers. One walked away, and the one that stayed, I was like, what's up, name, badge number? Can I ask you a question? Yeah. You know the First Amendment? And he was like, psh, I thought you was going to ask me a good question. So I was like, what? How's that not a good question? The other cop walks back, and I was like, what's up, man? Name, badge number. Gave it to me like that. And I said, you happen to know the First Amendment? And he said all 5. Speech, press, religion, assembly, petition, fast. And I said, you watch the channel? He said, are you with San Joaquin? And I said, yeah, I am him. That's me. And he says, yeah. And as I was walking away, I was saying goodbye, on my phone. But as soon as I, stopped my phone, a thought came across my mind. And I said to myself, I said, you know what, David? I said, that cop, he only knew the First Amendment because you taught him, not because the government. You trained him in the First Amendment, right? I didn't get paid for that shit. On YouTube, yeah, we have a community. We make videos. We get paid. I'm cool with that. I'm happy. Shit. But the government don't pay us, And you would think that I would rather, instead of the government handing me a fucking boatload of money, right? I'm a survivor anyways. I could live on beans and shit. I would rather the cops be forced to know all of this stuff, right? Because as I was walking away, I was like, damn, man, they didn't pay me for this shit. I wasn't thinking in my mind like, man, I wish they would fucking pay me. You know what I was thinking? I was like, damn, taxpayers are paying for this. This is... How is this allowable? We should have a say-so. Like I was saying earlier, how come we haven't been able to hold the academies, the training facilities, the hiring process? How come we haven't been able to adjust that and fix that, right? The fuck is so hard about it? It's baffling. I'm bewildered. Yeah. Anyways, Dreaded Rabble Rouser, you guys definitely binge watch his channels. He's got a lot of videos like this. A lot of different stuff, man. There was a county deputy district attorney, right? He gets fired for dressing up like the Dreaded Rabble Rouser. So you guys, moderators, mount up, and if you guys can, drop both channel links in there, right? And I'm also gonna drop my other channel that I just changed the name to. Law Check Gov. I've already had that channel. We just had different names. I can't stop renaming it. But I dropped the link for you guys, ex-bootlicker. Thanks for asking, bro. There it is, my peeps. What's up, KY Reacts? Right on, everyone. Swamp Fox, thank you, bro, as always. Hell yeah, bro. Dope. I'll keep trying to help build your channel, bro. I'll do my best to help you build your channel. So let me know when and how I can help. Sometimes you gotta keep reminding me or guide me in the right direction. I need some guidance too, guys. You guys think fucking I'm all perfect and shit. You're all wrong. You're all wrong. Dreaded Rabble Rouser. I gotta use that more often. Patriot Night and Swamp Fox News, where somebody gives you a compliment, you say, you're only saying that because it's true. That shit's pretty funny, guys. I love that. But anyhow, you guys go subscribe. Dreaded Rabble Rouser and Lawrance Accountability. Outstanding work, man. Some of the best work out there right now. Definitely. Definitely. Let's get you guys to 100K. Quick. I believe you guys deserve that. If not 1,000,000, because I believe more people need to not just see and learn, but implement this as well. I think my dog needs to use the restroom, and so do I. So thank you guys for watching. Much love, everyone. Great work, bro. Great work, guys. Good job, team. Peace.